morning, good morning, good morning. Glad you're all here on this beautiful Friday, June 26th, 2026. Whoa, that's alignment right there. 26, what? Which is 8, which is 16, which is 7. Holy mackerel. Today is a lucky day. Day number 334. I'm the founder of dayNumber. I've been documenting my journey for the last 334 days here on YouTube. And then for the last, I think, over 160 days now on dayNumber. And if you're watching this for the first time, I'm here to support anyone that wants to build anything that's gonna make this world a better place, in any way. So if that's you, I would love to connect. Go to dayNumber.io, start an account there, and start documenting your day like I have, for the last 334 days. If you miss a day, it's okay. Your day number keeps going, because what that number is really how many days you've been building or committed to building the thing that you're building right now. So hold on one second, guys. Just gotta press the button. I don't know if you guys have these in your country. Yeah, it's busy traffic here. Busy traffic. Just waiting for the light to change, and then you got like these stop things here. We're waiting for the light to change. We're waiting for the light to change. We're waiting for the light to change so we can move. Isn't it strange? We wait for things to do something, and then we change. I don't know. I watch a lot of Ari at home live streaming. So many people freestyling there, singing freestyle. It's all improv, improv music on the spot, which is amazing. And they even have like musicians come on. People bring like trumpets or different instruments on the street. So it's like, man, they're doing such a good job with. He's doing such a good job. Him and Dills being consistent and putting on new artists. So. And that's essentially what I'm doing here for founders. Like, I want to put on new founders, up and coming founders, new founders around the world, people who are building something that can potentially change the world. And that's really what this is about. One founder at a time, one person at a time. You're going to be impacting one person at a time with whatever it is that you're doing. One video at a time. One stream at a time. One like at a time. One subscriber at a time. Damn. That guy's going quick. That guy's going quick. Holy. One subscriber at a time. One card at a time. Right? You gotta take one step at a time, guys. And that's what the stream's about. Helping you, doing those daily things, whatever it is, as small as it seems, it compounds. Get 1% better a day. Read one page of a book that you're looking to read every single day. That's what started for me. My friend, I'm going to shout him out again, my friend Paul. He's building an app. It's about to launch on the iOS store. Look out for XP Tracker. And, before I started his app, I wasn't reading. I was like, yeah, whatever. I don't have to read really, But then I started reading, and Michael Dell's biography, and now I'm on 90 days later, 3 months later, I'm on my third biography, and I'm like 200 page deep into Steve Jobs' biography. So, but it starts with that one thing, that one step. That those small things that lead to a bigger, small steps that lead to a bigger future, right? So that's what it takes. It's taking those small steps every single day. Hey, Marjorie. Hello, how there? How are you? I'm doing great. Mila, what's going on? Hey, welcome. I'm out here. Sunny, beautiful day today. $26.26 today. Well, we got 6, 26, 26. So if you add 7 to 6, that's 13, that's 4. So it's technically a number 4 day today. Where are you at? I'm in the parking lot, about to head into work shortly. Just a short day today, but still gonna work on stuff for dayNumber today. Yesterday, what did I do? Yeah, I had somebody, give me a testimonial. Really, he told me that he was building a company called HydroNuture. It's basically a natural water filtration system, and he actually showed me a demo of him doing his own. It was like 3 kind of like water bottles like this, all connected, had its own, using natural materials to filter water. He took like muddy water and then it came out like clean after going through the 3 layers, so it was really cool. But before using dayNumber, the platform that I'm building for you to document what happened each day, not like this though, not like video, is he was actually about to quit, but I helped him to keep going and kept supporting him, right? So everything starts with humble beginning, and to see that first testimonial, like truly that it did what I was intending it to do, so people wouldn't give up, is huge. So it starts with one person at a time, right? And then secondly, earlier this week I talked to my first venture capitalist, actually, like over the phone, and had a good conversation with him. He helped give me some clarity, right? So it starts with that one conversation, right? The week before that, I was talking to Shannon at Innovation Factory here, local accelerator in Hamilton, Ontario. So it started with that conversation. So, things compound, right? And that's what I'm trying to help you guys realize, is that, don't discount the small things, because they build up. Like I said on my log yesterday, is that success builds confidence. Confidence creates success, and then success builds confidence. Confidence creates activity. Activity creates habits, and successful habits creates more success, right? So that's the key cycle here that I'm trying to invoke. And funny enough, 10 years ago in 2016, in November, I went to in November 2016. I actually have a video on my YouTube here. You'll see Ty Lopez. Hey, Knee Gears for Sale says, hey, what's up? Welcome. And I was actually building an app similar to what I'm building, and it was called Win. We actually met up, a part of our trip. We met up with this engineer, one of my friends who he met at a hackathon here in the Toronto area, and he was in San Diego. And we met up with him as a part of a trip to literally build a prototype of an app back then, where it was just a map, and people can chat with each other, update their profile, and then share 3 wins that they had that day, or a few wins or whatever, and share photos. So I was gung-ho about it. It was going to be called Win. We were going to have conferences, in-person meetings and stuff like that. I was really inspired by network marketing and how they had meetings. I loved how everybody was really a family, and seeing success, parading successful people and going after your dreams basically all together, and that's the environment or the network that I've been wanting to build. So I see that every part of your journey, what's up, who is this? Yeah, every part of your journey actually stacks on top of each other, as you go along, so that's why you can't judge where you're at, and you can't judge also the small actions, because you don't know how they're going to compound over time. Doggy VRFS says hi. Babu says, what's up, Filipino jabroni? What's up? Are you Filipino as well? What's up? Yeah, we got some time, guys. Francine Andred de la Cruz, help me. Help you with what? Are you in trouble? Don't be on a live stream if you're in trouble. Just call the police. That's what they're there for. Hopefully they'll come soon. Put a 1 in the chat if it's your first time tuning in. Put a 1. Put a 1. Oh, you hear that crow? Hey, what's up? See, there's a crow behind me. Do you see that, guys? Right over there. There you go. He's like, oh, I'm found. They saw me. They saw me. Wow. 2 doves. Wow. Guys, life is a dream, you know, and that's really what it is. You know, it's an unfoldment of a dream. Imagine watching a movie. You know, when you're watching a movie, you don't want to know what happens at the end of the movie. Some people do, but for most people, they don't want to know the end. They'd rather be surprised, right? And then Alan Watts, I was watching a video yesterday, and he was giving us, giving the viewer or the listener an idea of what it could be like to actually have the concept that you are God dreaming this life, right? And that, imagine you could dream any dream you want every single night. You'd probably dream any, like probably thousands of years of lifetimes and, you know, fulfilling all your desires. And, you know, but eventually you'll get bored. You know, eventually you'll be like, okay, I've done this. Then you make it more interesting and you make it where you're suffering or you're experiencing, you know, struggle or pain or whatever it is. And then eventually, you know, you forget. You know, you want to forget. You want to be surprised, right? So it's just like, because imagine, yeah, like you produced all the movies there was. You know, like you knew every single script. You knew how the beginning was, the middle was, how every part was going to be, right? You'd get bored eventually. You'd want to see it play out, but it's like, oh, okay. Like, yeah, there are movies you can watch over and over again, even though you know the beginning, middle, end, like, you know, just to bring some nostalgia. But you always look at it a different perspective. And I think the main thing of what I'm trying to say is that, you know, enjoy the journey. You know, that's why you're here, actually. That's why you're experiencing this. This is part of the journey. Even me talking to you right now, this is part of your journey as well, right? Whoever's watching this on the replay, same thing. You landed on this video for a reason, right? To know that every day counts, every little bit of thing counts. You know, I'm reading Steve Jobs' biography right now, and you know, his attention to detail is massive. You know, the things that you said, even because he learned it from his dad. His dad was like you know, an engineer and craftsman as well, and his dad told him even the things that you can't see has to be beautiful, you know, underneath. You know, that's why I like the circuits. And so it made me really think. I was like, oh man, I want to design also what I'm designing underneath, like the folder structures, you know, so for a software product, it's more like, how is the, you know, the way that you structure something like technology underneath should also be beautiful as well, on top of the UI. So the UI and the UX, right? So it should operate like smoothly, like a 10-star, 100-star experience, you know? So yeah, it's every little detail counts. Everything that you're doing counts. Every day counts, right? It's what you're either awake to the fact that you're witnessing and experiencing, you know, yourself as God dreaming, or you think that, what is this life? You know, it's like, you know, you can be awake to be like, wow, I'm experiencing life, instead of being in a state where you're just present to everything and all that is, right? And that's like the unconditioned conscious awareness that's in everything, right? So anyways, I'm getting like, I always go into like different rants like this, but yeah, anyways guys, today I'm gonna focus on, again, continuing those conversations. One of the things that I did yesterday too was keeping the score in front of me. You know, when you know what you want and you focus on it, that grows. So yesterday I just focused on it all day. I had the one tab of like how many founders logged. It's like a map on dayNumber.io, and yeah, just focused on the number. It was at like 1 at one point, and then boom, like, you know, by the time I logged, it was like 5 people, you know. So that was at the end. Rivals Noob says, sorry to ask that. Sorry to ask what? What'd you ask? You didn't ask anything. Welcome. Wow, look at this sun. It's crazy, crazy. Rivals noob. Sorry, can you? TY. Thank you, thank you. Rivals noob. Who is that? Rivals noob. Interesting. Alright, guys. Well, what is going to be that first step for you guys? Or what is something that you're doing every single day that you're not recognizing that can actually potentially help people? And if you just continue to compound that act every single day, like look at, I mean, man, when I was watching, reading Bill Gates' biography, like the amount of obsession that he had with like working on a project, you know, while he was coding, you know, is insane. Rivals knew him. Me, did you forget me? No, I think I remember you. Yeah, I think I remember. Man, there's so many people. Okay, fine, it's you're going through a lot. Man, I'm just experienced life, man. Life is truly a movie, you know, and that's what I realized. I have to let go of the personalization in terms of, you know, associating myself with just this physical body, right, and who's experiencing it, and instead associate myself with all that is, you know, everything, consciousness, life itself, experience itself, presence itself, right? And when you associate yourself with that, you can see things from a third-party perspective, and you're kind of like, imagine, yeah, you're watching a movie, but you're actually experiencing it as if you were that character, like a point of view, like a POV, right? And you actually felt the emotions, you felt everything that main character was experiencing, right? Or you could switch characters within the movie. That would be, I'm sure that's gonna happen, you know, with like VR and stuff like that, you know. But that's essentially what's happening right here, right? Our consciousness is, you know, entering primarily this body that we're listening to, or we're interacting with each other, and then there's life everywhere, you know. So look, it's like there's that crow up there, there's those birds up there, there's the sky, there's the ground, there's different ways of life experiencing itself, right? So it's so amazing that, you know, we're experiencing this in this form, in this way, and we're going through life experiencing ourselves as either other, like not awake to who we are, which is really God, right? Which is really all that is, which is life, which is experiences, which is love. You know, if you think about love, love is unconditional. It accepts all and allows all. And that's really how life develops. It naturally just continues to be life. And whatever life has to go through to be life and continue to expand and experience itself deeper and deeper, it allows it. Unfortunately, yeah, there's all this bad stuff that happens, you know, to other people, harm to others. But if you're really all that is and you're God, God is also experiencing that as well. It's not him doing it to others. It's God's playing all the parts. So watch actually that Alan Watts video. It's like God, he's talking about how God plays all the parts, and God is life, and life is love. You know. Anyways, love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Subscribe, hit the notification bell. Go to donate.dayNumber.io if you want to support the stream. You want to support what I'm doing to really back people who have a meaningful outlook in life, and, you know, really want to make a difference in this world. You know, so help me hit that 100K goal, guys. 100K subscribers and 100K raised for dayNumber. Have a great day, guys. dayNumber 334. I'm out.